So let's take a look at what to do when we want to compare fractions with unlike denominators. So basically we've done comparing this type of fractions where the denominators, the bottoms are the same. If you haven't looked at the pre-GCSE videos and you're unsure how to compare them, it's simply enough that we look at the numerator, the number that's on the top, and you can see here we've got 1/3 and 2/3, 1/3 and 2/3, so therefore the 2/3 is the larger number. But what do we do when the denominators are different? Here we've got 2/5, 2/5, and 3/7, 3/7, so we don't know which one is the bigger. If we're looking at each individual piece, then a 1/7 is smaller than the 5th, but there are 3/7 and there are 2/5. The way to do this and to be able to compare them is to make the denominators the same. So how do we go about doing that? Well, the answer is look at the denominator of the second fraction and multiply the top and the bottom of the first fraction by that number. Now you may think that we're changing the number, so perhaps it's not we're not allowed to do that in maths, but surprisingly we're not actually altering the number, we're just changing the way that it looks. Namely because we're multiplying it by 7/7, which is 1. And you can multiply any number by 1 and it stays the same. So 2/5 times 7/7, which is what we're doing here. Look at multiplying fractions to see that you multiply the tops and multiply the bottoms when multiplying two together. But because we're multiplying the 2/5 by 7/7, all we're doing is multiplying it by 1, so we're not actually changing the fraction itself, we're just changing the way that it looks. We look at the denominator of the first fraction, which was 5, and multiply the second one by 5/5, so we times the top and the bottom by 5/5. So we multiply the first fraction's top and bottom by the denominator of the second, and we multiply the second fraction's top and bottom by the denominator of the first. And now when we multiply these together, it comes out as 14/35, 14/35, and 15/35. So now we can clearly see that the denominator of the second fraction is higher because there's 15/35 in the second fraction and only 14/35 in the first.